Good evening, gentlemen. This is for the WBC Championship. You're good here. You got your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourself. Touch them up and come out the bell.
That Alvarez will have the taste of defeat. You're gonna taste it. No doubt Alvarez has a different idea or a different taste.
They have pretty similar styles. If there's a difference, it's the amount of focus on the body from Canelo Alvarez. He's a devoted body puncher. And unlike some fighters, Emmanuel, he will throw in combination to the body.
I think he's a very good all-around boxer. I mean, I've looked at his boxing techniques.
And when you look at that body, I think they've made a very intelligent decision as a group to keep him now at 154 pounds. There used to be talk of trying to win a welterweight championship. This kid is not a welterweight. He's a junior welterweight, headed someday toward being a middleweight.
Gomez looks like he has a real plan. We'll see whether it works.
How did he get, was it about 40-some fights already? I mean, he's been fighting often. And evidently wasn't big purses. And also, I like the fact that he boxes. I mean, he still uses a jab. He controls the distance. And he does a variety of things. He'll step back on a punch, he'll block it, and next time he'll roll underneath the punch.
But one of the flaws some people see in him is that he really doesn't use the jab to set up much. He's trying to here. That's good.
Emmanuel, the answer is 38 fights already. 0-1 at age 21.
Well, but with a very short amateur career.
A lot of the Mexican fighters.
Not at all unusual for Mexican fighters to turn professional in their mid-teens. Remember, Marco Antonio Barrera turned professional at 16.
There are plenty of them.
Now Canelo starts to get the jab going. And down goes Alfonso Gomez on a left hook.
So much of the plans of mice and men. What does it do to you when you get knocked down by a jab?
It's very disgusting.
Miguel Cotto did that.
Embarrassing.
Miguel Cotto did that to Joshua Clottey at the end of round 1 in Madison Square Garden, and it turned out to be the difference in a very close fight.
And Sugar Ray Leonard famously knocked down Benitez to win his championship with a jab. Often.
Round 2. And I think, Larry, you were correct in saying that Gomez brought in a plan. But now he's down 2 points. His father in his corner saying, be patient, stick with it. Nothing happened. That sounded to me like don't abandon the plan.
The biggest weakness I see in Canelo, he ain't too far to his right. And whenever he punches, well, at the side of his face, which means it's very easy to hit him through the center with a punch.
That's what happened to Roy Jones. That Antonio Tarver knocked him under the ropes with a straight left-hand shot. His right hand was by the side of his face.
Actually, the punch that Tarver knocked, he started off with a looping left hand, and Roy put his hand to block it, and some kind of lost his balance, and then the punch was sort of going around the top. It went through the center.
Perfect.
Yeah, but again, Gomez seems to be winning the first half.
Good body shot by Gomez there. Two more good body shots for Gomez going.
He has a more active jab than does Alvarez.
There's one of those commenting for Canelo Alvarez, often featuring more than one punch to the body. Again.
See, Alvarez is going to the body, but if you look at the location of Alvarez to hit him and do anything effective to his body, he's got one of those cups extremely high. So if you do hit him with a good body punch, it's going to end up going right on the top of the cup.
You think that was deliberate? Because Alvarez is such a good body
known to be a situation that should have been pointed out to the referee.
1 second, gentlemen.
Punches were wandering to the outside.
They're all to the outside, and both fighters are very difficult to land punches on the outside the way they hold their guards. whoever would punch a side through the center, particularly up through the center, would be very effective in this fight. But so far, all of Alvarez's punches
would have made it an even fight were it not for the knockdown at the end of round one.
Yeah, it was almost a freak knockdown, a legitimate, real one.
Thinking of the grinning and the smiling and the slapping hands with fans as he came into the ring, I wonder if he has a cold focus tonight. Now he starts to behave more aggressively. Saul Alvarez went down in the first round on a left hook from an undersized fighter, Jose Cotto, a natural 140-pounder, who was fighting Alvarez at 147. A lot of people are going to point to that as a question mark as they get ready to fight Al.
Prize fighting, if you fought 35, 40 times, is unusual prize fighting.
In other words, if you hadn't been knocked down by that time, yeah.
I mean, Oscar De La Hoya was knocked down twice in his first 7 or 8 fights.
And I take to be a relatively high-contact fighter. This is a guy whose fights are going to be rough.
Yes, but right now he's got a lot of good defensive skills. As it goes at this stage, I'll be honest, he's fighting a much better fight than I expected. Away from the first round, he might be up 2 rounds.
Well, Harold Letterman gave him the last round as well. And I think right now, Alvarez is
and he hasn't found a way to effectively get to Gomez.
Good right hand by Gomez.
One thing, his volume of punches is too low, meaning Alvarez.
As well as his gym work.
Alvarez curiously inactive much of round 3, and Alfonso Gomez putting on a show. Round 4 begins in Staples Center, and you saw the byplay between Cortez and Mayweather. Based on the responses of Floyd, that he likes Cortez as a referee and is surely pleased with his assignment. Harold, how do you have it so far?
Category 28 to 28, so it's all even. Well, I thought Canelo Alvarez did enough to win round 1. He might have won it if he didn't get knocked down, but he did get knocked down, so Canelo gets a 10-8 round. Rounds 2 and 3 couldn't get off. Gomez took it to him. Clearly won rounds 2 and 3 by staying low. Now look how low he stays and landing really well to the body. Larry, to answer your question about the cup, the inspector in the dressing room is supposed to make sure that the fighter's cup, the top of the cup, is even with the belly button. Anyway, 2 rounds.
His job.
Correct.
Alvarez is mixing in uppercuts in this round. Looks as though he's decided that he can get up the middle by coming up and under against Gomez.
And I think that's what he's going to have to do. Gomez has his legs so far. It's going to be very hard for him to sustain a good combination of punches. He need to return punches, particularly through the center. Upwards.
Gomez the more active fighter. Gomez throwing more punches. Gomez landing at a reasonable enough rate. Alvarez clearly believes he's the stronger fighter as he stands against the ropes and invites Gomez in.
And Gomez seems to think, I can handle that, or I can take some chances.
It's less likely he can get that done.
But Gomez is still not a puncher, so I mean, I think he feels very comfortable in there, even though Gomez may win a round or 2 in this fight.
I'm sure he's not worried at all about Gomez. The question is, why isn't Alvarez throwing more? Now he begins to let his hands go a little bit.
If he doesn't think
there's a good uppercut.
He's at least in some danger, then he doesn't know what's going on. And he has a sense of urgency right now.
He's throwing with abandon when he lets that uppercut go, particularly. But some of these are wide shots, winging punches, and Gomez is still more effectively coming up the middle.
And he has not found a way to put together combinations on Gomez.
Let's go back to Los Angeles. Round 5 between Canelo Alvarez and Alfonso Gomez. The crowd virtually all for Alvarez, or so it seems, but he hasn't gotten off to the start in the fight they might have hoped for. And you can see that despite the fact